Hello, Libra. I hope you're doing good. We're doing your August 2022 collective timeless love reading. Well, we've got to take a breath, say a prayer, and then we're going to tap in, okay? Pray to God, Spirit, my guides, my angels, my ancestors to help myself, Libra, and anybody watching this video, the clearest messages for the highest good of all involved, and our love and relationships for a timeless love reading for August 2022. Keeping in mind you don't have to have Libra in your chart, nor do you have to watch it during August because it is timeless. If it resonates, it resonates. If you want to book a personal reading, the email is in the description. Otherwise, I do post reels on Instagram. I'm doing them more often. I'm not doing them every day. Well, I'm trying to do them every day, but I'm doing them more often. And we kind of just tapping into the energies for the day. I mean, it's literally just a little 1-minute reel. And yeah, but we're going to see what comes up for you, Libra, in your love, in relationships. Okay. We're going to be using the Golden Dawn Tarot. I totally forgot to say. We're going to be using the Golden Dawn Tarot. And this one here. And then we're also going to be using, or closing out with the Magical Spell Cards deck. Yeah. Alright, so first cards out for you, Libra. We have the 9 of Wands. This is the 9, yeah. So we have 9 of Wands. And then we do have the 6 of Pentacles reverse. Okay. So I feel like you've had an ending here. I'm going to be completely honest. What I'm picking up on is there's been an ending. Excuse me. There's been an ending in a relationship. Something is unbalanced right now. What I'm seeing is there is a desire to work on things with this 9 of Wands, but things are unbalanced, and I feel like that's why that desire is here. I do feel like there's going to be some communication coming in about this, whether between you and another person or you within yourself, coming in terms with this relationship. But we do have the Page of Wands, or Swords, excuse me. Sorry, my nose just got really itchy. But, oh my god, the other nostril just got itchy. Anyways, I feel like there is a desire for communication, okay? I do feel like you are divinely protected. I don't know if you can hear, I think it's an ambulance. I can see it from here. It's like an ambulance. Usually to me, that's like divine protection and stuff, right? So I feel like whatever it is you're going through, however you decide to approach this, you're going to be protected, and this relationship will be protected. I don't feel like this is something that's necessarily bad per se. Keeping in mind that's really subjective at the end of the day, but again, I do feel like there is a desire to work on things. There's a desire to balance things out. I'm seeing different situations, right? The first one I'm seeing is there was an ending with somebody. Something just did not work out. Something was unbalanced, and there is a desire to balance things out. Or there's a situation you're involved with right now, and you're not feeling like it's a very healthy or balanced situation, and you're desiring to kind of shut it down and walk away, close out this cycle. Here with the Page of Swords. This could be somebody just kind of keeping an eye, watching from a distance, kind of biding their time. But I feel like more than anything, there has been, it's just kind of like a decision. I feel like it's, I want to say a head over heart decision, because we do have the Wands and we have the Pentacles. And it's like, on one hand, you have a lot of passion for this relationship, and you do want to put in the work, and you do feel like this is something that can work. However, on the other hand, you're now recognizing this is not very balanced. Whether that means the connection itself isn't balanced, or you feel like this person triggers you and makes you feel unbalanced, that is just the overall energies that are coming through for this. But the next card out is Death, right? So you have a choice to make. When I see the Death card in relation to everything we just pulled, that's telling me that you either need to let things transform the way they're transforming, or just kind of walk away and put an end to things, okay? It's going to resonate as it resonates for you. I think you'll know. It's one of those things where I can tap into like a variety of situations, but at the end of the day, this card is really just transformation. There's a major transformation going on. This is going to be within you. This is going to be within how you view and participate in relationships, and the relationship itself, because a lot of the times in, you know, connections like this, they're going to be reflecting, you know, as we grow, the other person will be affected, and vice versa, right? It can go both ways too. If you find yourself kind of falling back into toxic patterns, that's probably a good place to start. I think this is why this page energy is here, the Page of Swords. It's kind of asking you to take a look at your mental space right now. How is this person affecting you? Think about how you feel before, during, and after interacting with them. Is that somebody that you want to be? Like, how are you with this person? Do you like the person you are in this relationship? I'll give you an example. I was involved with somebody, I don't know how long ago, I didn't keep track of the time, but when I would talk to this person, I would find myself becoming, you know, I don't want to say like a lower version of myself, but my shadow would come out, and I didn't feel like it was in a good way. And so I felt like I was kind of getting into this really old toxic pattern, kind of like this energy here. Very combative, very unbalanced, very just aggressive. Not aggressive, but just very, my shadow would just come out. I have an Aries Mars, so I mean, think about that in a negative aspect, right? That kind of energy is what would come out for me. I didn't like the way I was feeling, and eventually things came to an end anyways. And I kind of feel like that's the energy that is coming through for this reading. It's like, okay, if you really don't like who you are with this person, either try to shift the dynamics in order to move it towards a healthier space, because it's two people that take a part in this, or make the decision to kind of set boundaries and put yourself in a space that's going to be healthy for you. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what other people want, it is very important for you to be comfortable and healthy, have your needs, wants, expectations, and boundaries respected. And the only way for those to be respected is if you acknowledge them within yourself, right? Next card out is the Moon. So I feel like there is a lot hidden right now, okay? The Moon can't speak of deep emotions, can't speak of things being hidden. It is Cancer energy. We just came out of Cancer season. So I feel like right now you're kind of moving through the lessons that Cancer season brought, right? We're in Leo season. We have the 8/8 portal coming up. And I feel like that portal and just Leo season in general is giving a lot of us the confidence to be in this energy, to be willing to set boundaries and put an end to things that are keeping us unbalanced. Is this a relationship you feel safe in? Do you feel safe expressing yourself? Do you feel like you can be emotionally vulnerable and still have that respected? Or do you find yourself being vulnerable with this person and not feeling seen? Or maybe you are discredited, maybe you're gaslit in some way or another. It's really needing to look at those little inconsistencies, specifically if this is a new connection. With the page here, I feel like this is something that's fresh and this is new. So if you're dealing with an air sign, perhaps maybe an age difference, pay attention to what they're showing you. What people show you is not always what there is to be seen. Let me try to think of a better way to say that. Everything is not always as it seems, right? People will show you their true colors without specifically trying to or even saying anything, and that just pay very close attention to this person. And I feel like that's what's going on here. It's like, okay, look at this, like keep a watchful eye on the person you're dealing with. In your interactions, in your conversations, look at what's going on behind the scenes. How do they speak about themselves? How do they speak about their past relationships? How do they speak about their future? What is their outlook on specific things that are important to you? Like, do your morals and values align? And you're really just paying attention to small details, because the little things that you see in the beginnings of relationships, they're going to be there for the long haul. People do not often change that much. I mean, people change and they grow and they heal and they do the things, but at the end of the day, what I've learned specifically with myself is my shadow is always my shadow. I can heal as much as I want. I can grow, I can change my behaviors, but at the end of the day, that's where I came from. That's where I started from. And so it's like this energy of recognizing, like, okay, like, yeah, like I know I keep bringing these cards out, but there's a lot coming through for these. It's like, okay, like, yeah, I know that this is who I used to be and I've changed and I've grown, but understanding that this is part of the process. There's always going to be that kind of, that polarity of who you were and who you are now and the in-between, and then it just keeps going. It's like a cycle, right? It's like you continue to grow and you continue to change, but you still contain pieces of who you used to be. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you let those pieces of yourself thrive, but recognizing that they are still there. And I'm sure you recognize this when you're within yourself too. And it's important to understand that, like, that's going to be present in a connection. So if you're dealing with somebody who is consistently showing you sides of themselves that you do not feel like you want to continue to associate with, either set boundaries or maybe just kind of shift your interactions and maybe just shift the dynamics in a way that's comfortable for you, okay? Because the next card out is the Two of Swords. So I feel like right now it's just kind of being stuck in your head, right? The Two of Swords energy is kind of like making a head over heart decision. And I feel like right now your emotions are kind of getting in the way. That's what I'm seeing here. I feel like we do have we have the Moon, and then we have the Two of Swords reverse. And so it's needing to, of course, be in touch with your emotions, but be logical here too, right? Don't let your emotions be the only thing that guides you in this relationship. Make sure there is a balance here, because it looks like not only are you having trouble making a decision because you're clouded by how much you feel, but there's a need to balance that out, okay? So it's like, yes, recognize that, but like make sure there's always that but. It's like, yes, I feel this, I feel the love, but what is going on right now? What is this person showing me? Is that aligned with what I'm actually wanting? Is this something that you actually want? Is this person bringing you the joy and all the good things and the good feelings? And if they are there any caveats? Not saying that there will never not be caveats, but it's recognizing that like you're not keeping yourself stuck in a situation because you're holding on to a fantasy instead of accepting the reality. And that's not to say that things cannot change or grow and that there will never be potential there, but it's recognizing that like, okay, if there is not potential, it's needing to be honest about that. It's needing to be truthful about how it is you're going to be moving. You know what, I'm actually seeing like I think this is kind of like relevant, but it looks like there is a couple. I don't know if they're arguing. I think there's a couple right in front of me arguing, okay? I'm trying not to look at them. I mean, the guy's smoking a cigarette, and it looks like they're kind of like arguing a little bit. So I think that's a message here. It's like, okay, the things that are present in the relationship. I think they saw me looking at them earlier. That's why I'm kind of trying not to look, but it's kind of hard not to because, for one, I want to make sure, like, you know, the lady is safe because I don't want. Okay, no, they're just smoking a cigarette. I don't think they're arguing. But anyways, man, it's just, I feel like the message there is like, okay, look, there's always going to be problems in a relationship. There are always going to be things in a relationship that need to be worked through, and it's needing to understand whether or not you're willing to work through those things. Are you willing to put up with whatever it is you're putting up with? And if not, speak up or shift, okay? Because this is something that's going to be manifesting here. This is a process, okay? And this is part of the process. We have the Tree of Life card. Tree of Life card to me represents, I mean, it is the representation of as above, so below, right? And so apply that however that fits. And it's understanding that, like, there's going to be a lot of reflection right now. There's a lot of mirroring going on in this relationship. And although it may be a difficult thing to accept, I feel like right now there is the energy of both of you seeing things in each other that you may not like about yourselves. And that doesn't always mean that there is 100% mirroring, right? I feel like there is such a thing as people showing you things about who you used to be and understanding that like you are not that person anymore, okay? And so it's recognizing that like not only are things kind of moving right now, things are moving slowly, it feels like, because I mean, this is the manifestation process from the ethers down into the physical, right? It's something that takes time. It's something that is going to I feel like you just need a lot of patience, okay? There's going to be times for self-reflection, there's going to be times for growth, there's going to be times for separation, and there's going to be times for beautiful interactions. And I feel like there is always going to be that balance because that is part of a relationship. There's never going to, I mean, I don't want to say, oh, there's never going to be this, but it doesn't feel, from my experience, things do not always stay the same. Things always shift regardless of how bad or good they have been. And I think that's an important thing to note, that even though things may feel a little unbalanced right now, that does not mean that things cannot balance out. And it's just asking yourself if this is what you truly want, because I feel like the universe is putting you in a position to make that decision. Specifically with this portal coming up, okay? Because the next card out is the Three of Wands. This can be the card of travel. This can be the card of patience. This can be the card of new beginnings, new adventures. Again, I just feel like this is kind of, I feel like we get into these points in readings where the same messages start to come out, where it's like, if you do want this with this person, be patient. The opportunity is there. However, it's going to take time. It's going to take work. And again, it's going to require patience. So if you do truly feel like this is somebody you want to build things with, even though things may seem unbalanced, understand that there is an opportunity here to bring things into balance. I'm trying to get the Nine of Wands to show. There's an opportunity to work on things. Both people want this. That's what I'm seeing here. Both people want to work on things. I feel like this is also the energy of your person recognizing, okay, I see how this may have been a little unbalanced. I see how my actions in the past may have been a reflection of my old self. And I think that's an important part of a relationship, specifically in the beginning phases, because you're going to often trigger each other in that way. And you're going to see just how you have influenced each other in a way that's allowing you to move past this unbalanced energy. This relationship is like serving as the foundation for you both to grow into better versions of yourselves. And if you are still in alignment at that point, which it looks like you are, then this will be coming together because it is here in the energies, right? Because it's like a slow moving process, guys. This is something that we've been talking about for a while now. This is something that's been going on in these new relationships and just in general new relationships, healthy relationships. Oftentimes they are slow to go. When you're building a connection with somebody, it's going to take time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. Yes, there will be big shifts and there will be, momentum that is gaining and things building up. But, initially it's going to be that slow process, okay? It's going to be something where it's important to build a friendship. It's important to build trust. It's important to build trust with yourself and the other person and the connection itself. And I feel like that's kind of why this conflict energy and these unbalanced energies tend to come into our relationships, because we are being forced to be honest with ourselves and where we are and whether or not we feel ready and whether or not the other person feels ready to move into a further stage of the relationship, and respecting both of those viewpoints and place points in the relationship. Okay, we're going to put one more here for you. It is the Emperor. Okay, so I do feel like this could be a counterpart situation. Twin flame soulmate, take it however it resonates. Just divine masculine energy is not gender specific. We all contain the energies anyways. Some people just express them more in different ways regardless of gender. Okay, and I feel like this is showing up as your person. I feel like the person you are dealing with has a desire to show up as the Emperor. Not only the desire, but they are showing up as the Emperor. They may be keeping a little bit to themselves right now, and I feel like maybe that's why you're feeling the imbalance, right? It's almost like an illusion, right? It's kind of what is interesting to me. We're going to pull out some of these cards. We're going to go, it's like I'm getting another, almost a little story time here. So I want to put this in a way that makes sense for the story that I'm telling. Okay, so not only are you both willing to work on this, right? But the perceived imbalances have more to do with you needing to balance yourselves out than anything. And I feel like that's what's being caused, that's what's being triggered here. The fact that you're not seeing everything right now, the fact that the universe isn't giving you the full view of where this relationship is going right now, is because it's needing to learn to trust yourself. And I feel like that's a big part of the manifestation process, and in relationships as a whole, needing to learn to trust yourself in all directions, in all ways. And when you trust yourself that strongly, you will know when you are and are not in alignment with somebody. And I feel like this relationship is in alignment with what you want. However, it's just not moving in the direction you thought it would, because Spirit usually has plans that help everybody grow, so that if this is meant to be, it will come together. Okay, and it's just understanding that like now is a good time to either have conversations about this, or shift your thoughts, sift through your thoughts, or however that goes, and just really realizing that like things will move in the time they're supposed to. But right now, this relationship is going through a major transformation. There is just a huge cycle closing out between you two. It's this energy of like, because things were so slow moving, right? Where is that card? Because of the slow moving energy, this is what is coming to an end. The beginning phases of the relationship are now closing out. This doesn't feel like honeymoon energy, because it doesn't feel like a relationship that is fully solidified. However, this is an energy where the beginning phase of this relationship is ending so that the new phase can begin. You know, one piece, like pieces of yourselves are like dying off in a way. And it is allowing you to, it's like cracking the shell of yourselves, and you're now seeing each other. Sorry, my lip just like twitched, so I kind of had to like move it. I think I need to drink some water. But it's seeing that you guys are shedding the old shells of yourselves, and that is what is going to allow this to come together. Okay, that was quite nice. I actually like that reading. It's pretty good, and I feel like it touches on the daily that I did. See, when are you going to get this reading? You're probably going to get this reading August 1st is the thing. I think is when this will be out. I'm recording this on the 29th, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, today is the 29th when I'm recording this. And so the daily that I did for the 29th is reminiscent of this energy, which is going to likely be, throughout Leo season and just the 8/8 portal. Closing energies here for you, though. We do have passion, okay? Pretty much every sign has gotten this card, I'm not gonna lie. It says, rise passion, rise up high, inflame my purpose, reach the sky. So, like I said, this relationship is going to be ending in different ways because a new passionate beginning is on the way, right? You took things slow, you did your thing, you guys kind of went your separate ways for a little bit, but now the desire to come back together and grow this relationship is there because, like I said, you're cracking the shell of yourself, and that's allowing you to see the deeper passion that has been there the whole time. This may not be somebody that you've really known that well. Maybe you've really only known each other here and there, like in a work situation or something, and now you're really starting to understand that this is so much deeper than you thought it was, and that's what's allowing you both to come into alignment with yourselves, and thus this relationship. It's your first card out. What is this? Psychic protection. We've never gotten this card before. It says, around me now, a shield of gold protecting me strong and bold. Okay, so the thing about relationships like this, guys, and we've talked about this before, but if you're new here, welcome. We often will talk about divine connections, and if you are new to these experiences, you are going to find that when you involve yourself with another divine being, you're going to trigger other people too. It's not just yourselves that you're triggering, because as you grow and you step into alignment with yourself, people feel that. And as people tend to pick up on those energies, you're going to trigger them. And this happens between, counterparts and, soulmates and stuff too. You trigger each other. And so it's this energy of like, there is a deep protection going on. I feel like Spirit is protecting this relationship because you are both triggering so many people, right? If this is in a work situation or an environment in which you have met this person at their job or vice versa, their coworkers obviously know because they watched you interact with them. And I mean, dude, you got to think about it. Like if you're working somewhere where you deal with a lot of customers and you're continuously interacting with multiple people throughout the day, you're going to notice when like your coworker interacts with somebody a little differently, right? I think it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to tell, especially if you're intuitive, which most people are intuitive at the end of the day. I just feel like a lot of people tend to ignore or not tap into it as often. However, just because these energies are going on around you, and even though they may have influenced the connection, it is divinely guided, you are protected, and all you need to do is pray for protection of yourself, your person, and this connection. However, I would say to not focus too much on your person, to focus more on your own protection. Focus on yourself, your own healing, and pray to Spirit for protection from these shiesty people that have a lot of jealous thoughts, that have nothing to do with you or your person, but has everything to do with them, their lack, and all of the fears and desires that they want to manifest in themselves, but they are not doing it because they are focusing on sending a negative energy, evil eye type of energy, right? But also be sure that you're not the one sending this energy too, because if you're sending, all these negative thoughts to these people and maybe to your person, then it's going to come back to you. So I think this card is also asking you to pay attention to your thoughts. How are you thinking about these people that may be saying things about you or this person? Pray for them. Pray for their healing. Pray that they find somebody that they feel just as happy with. Pray that they can find a love that you have found. It's kind of what I'm hearing. Really cool that we got that card. We never gotten it. We've also not gotten this card either, I think. It says Card of Abundance. Goddess of Abundance, Divine, let me thrive, let fortune be mine. Okay, so like I said, man, you're going to be entering this new passionate phase here. This new passionate phase of this relationship is coming to fruition. It's going to be a very abundant time for you. And I know it may not always look that way, but it's because it is a process. It is because there are some things that are being worked through. What I'm hearing with this card is the people that may be talking behind your back, talking about this relationship, maybe trying to sabotage it, they're going to get their own karma. Don't worry about that. Focus on your abundance. Focus on the passion of the relationship, not necessarily of the other person, but focus how you feel. Be grateful that you are able to feel a love this deep, regardless of how this relationship works out. Be grateful and tap into that. That is what is going to allow this abundance to come into a greater fruition for you, right? So don't worry so much about this. Continue to protect yourself in ways that you feel necessary, and understand that you are always protected. Your person and this relationship will always be protected, specifically if it is a divine connection, which is basically what we talk about over here. Okay? So last card out for you, Libra, we have Energy. Card 13. A light inside my fire, divine energy, feel me, make me shine. Okay? So I just feel like this has to do with you needing to focus on your energy right now. Focus on your own energy, focus on your own healing, focus on your own abundance, focus on what makes you happy. What are you passionate about in life? Focus on those things. If this is something where you're in, separation with this person and maybe they're going through their own healing process, now is a really good time for you to focus on this aspect of your life. Focus on the things that make you happy, dude. Focus on your own abundance. Make sure you're manifesting from a place of abundance and not manifesting from a place of trying to harm other people, okay? But that is really all I have for you, though. If you want to book a personal reading, my email is in the description. I do reels on Instagram at jstarotservice, but that is all I have for you, Libra. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you in your next reading. Goodbye.